like to call this November 20th, 2025 regular meeting of the Board of Public Safety to order. And certification of the executive session. Motion to certify the executive session. Do I have a second?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. All righty. Approval of consent agenda. The consent agenda for this morning contains the following items. Approval of minutes from the September 24th, 2025 special session. Approval of minutes from the October 16th, 2025 regular session. Approval of claims. October 24th, 2025, November 7th, 2025, November 21st, 2025. Approval of payroll. October 17th, 2025, October 31st, 2025, and November 14th of 2025. Does any member of the board wish to have any one or more of these items removed from the consent agenda to be discussed separately? Nope. Hearing none, does any member of the board have any objections to any of the items on the consent agenda? Hearing none, the items on the consent agenda are approved. Now on to the police business.
And our statistical report for this month. You'll see calls for service continue to increase. Even over year to date, we're still up an extra 6,000 plus. Still running about 10% in excess of last year. Here's the year to date versus the final portions of 23 and 24. So you see there's some categories up, some we're maintaining, and we have some that are in the negative. But again, we see that every year about this time, where they begin to coalesce toward their final numbers. Traffic stops, again, remember 24 is completed year to date. We're 2,000 short of that. I don't think we'll probably get back there with just 60 days less, or less than 60 days left in the year, but we'll see. Calls involving weapons continue to decrease. The officers have done a lot of good work in the areas to make sure that these are suppressed to the best of their ability, and it's actually paying dividends because we're down considerably from 2023, almost 200 runs. Adult arrest, again, as we've discussed repeatedly, these remain remarkably consistent over the years. We did have the one rise in August, but everything else is within a couple percentage points. Juvenile arrests, again, from September to October, we were one. This is not a hate crime reporting period. We'll get that to you in January, so we'll see the final numbers there. This statistic slide remains fairly consistent across the board every month. It just is the nature of these crimes.
So it's not a cut and paste, it really isn't.
No, Sarah changes them every month.
Yes.
Now, I won't tell you the colored sections aren't cut and paste, but the numbers change.
Yeah.
Training, we had almost 500 hours this month. Some of the officers went to ICP conference in Denver. We had officers doing the mandatory online training, designated marksman training for 9 of the officers, 2 at first line leadership, and you can see the one at crash reconstruction. That's an incredibly intensive school. Officers with stops course, which is teaching traffic stops and felony traffic stops, and we had one at a 24-hour advanced handgun course. And then the 3 dogs accumulated 13 hours worth of training this month. Our engagement events, there were 19 during the month, 71 hours involved, and you can see some of them that have taken place. The upcoming ones, a couple of them have already occurred. The Rad Nights, and then the Residence Academy, Forever Friends continues as it does every year. The Career Cruise, I think Captain Pedigo attended that, had a great time.
I sure did.
And did you do the talk at
I did. I did a career talk up north as well.
And he enjoyed that immensely. He'll be going back next year.
Probably.
Social workers, again, you see their numbers for the month and the year. They had some good success this month. The one thing, Prima County, Arizona Sheriff's Office helped them with developing some internal policies for their agency. Had some motivational interview training with crisis negotiators. To top it all off, they hosted the family Halloween party, which, again, Captain Pedigo thought was an immense success.
I didn't make it up.
You did not make that
I did
up. Our outreach specialists continue to move around downtown every day, even in inclement weather, seeing what they can do to assist some of the individuals that they come across. And general business.
The only thing, I guess that will probably go under personnel. I'm not aware of any general business. Do you
No,
have anything?
I don't think so.
So we'll move on to personnel. Just a quick update on our staffing. We currently have 94 out of 105 full-time staffing spots filled for sworn officers. Unfortunately, we will drop to 92 soon due to one retirement and one is transferring to another agency. We have the two that I'm requesting the board approve today that I'm looking to hire them with a start date of January 5th of 26, pending approval through the local pension board in the state. In that time frame, surely we've got enough time to get them to get that approved so we can go ahead and get them on. We'll have 5 that graduate from the Law Enforcement Academy December, I want to say 16th or somewhere in that time frame. So they will be starting their field training about the same time. By the time they come back and take some days off, burn up some of their PTO for the end of the year, they'll basically start the field training in January at the same time that these 2 officers will, if everything goes through with their approval and they accept employment. But some good news, over the past 2 weeks, I've interviewed 11 certified applicants. 10 of them are going to be sent to background today. And so there's a pretty good wealth of knowledge and experience that is interested in joining our agency. So we'll see out of those 10 how many of them come out of backgrounds. But my hope is that we can hire several from that certified process and get them started probably spring of next year.
Your backgrounds or HR's backgrounds? Or
Our backgrounds.
Okay.
Yeah, no, our backgrounds.
Yeah. Well, I know that public safety HR, there's more than civil, but I was just
Yeah,
curious.
no, we have, we assign detectives to do, I usually give them somewhere between 4 to 6 weeks to do a background, so it's pretty intensive.
And if all 10 passed everything, could we hire all 10 of them? I mean, I know that's not very likely.
We could.
Okay.
I mean, I would like to. One of them is probably going to, if everything goes well with him, he just put his name in the hat a little early. He doesn't actually graduate from IU until May of 26. There's actually a couple others from IU that would like to apply. They graduate in May of 26, so he'll probably kind of get held up, and I'll probably maybe slide him in with the next group.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll hire as many as we can.
I don't know how many slots we had.
Yeah, we'll be at 92, so we'll have 13 spots that are available, so I think that's it.
On to personnel, or I'm sorry, expenditures.
Do we need to do that under personnel?
Yes, you're right, we did, sorry.
Okay. All right. So now we've already passed a motion for conditional employment on these 2. Do we need to do another one? On Skylar Condra and Andrew Shelton?
When did you?
We did that back on September 18th.
September, yeah.
Yeah, we did a motion for conditional offer of employment for Skylar Condra, conditional upon completion of all remaining steps in the hiring process.
Okay, and that's what they've been through.
They've been through that. This is their final paperwork that you said I needed to bring back to the board for a signature for the final approval that certifies that they've passed everything and that I can then send it on to the pension fund.
So you don't need to, there's no need to move again for them to be fully employed.
Right.
It's just a matter of signing that paperwork as an official action of the board.
Okay.
So I guess you could ask the board for a motion to complete the paperwork for the board, for the department. This is unusual.
Yeah.
It's not unusual. I think it's just a natural step in the process, but no one had ever shown me that paperwork before. And it states at the bottom that the board is doing this, like you've reviewed and you approved the paperwork, and you can't do official board action outside of a public meeting. So that's why I've asked them to take this extra step. And I think we're just going to see this now from now on. is to have this brought in for you to sign
Right.
as an official action. So just, I guess just a quick motion to approve signature of the paperwork.
Okay.
Yeah, that feels cleaner to me.
Motion
I
to
so
approve
moved.
signature of the paperwork for Skylar Condra and Andrew Shelton for employment. Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Done.
Just trying to dot i's and.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what.
Just to follow up with personnel, we have 3 officers that are off currently on extended light duty,
I know.
and will be for a little bit yet. So that goes along with our hiring needs. Moving into purchases, expenditures, you'll see in the next 30 to 45 days, the general end of the year purchases, which is just our replacement cycle. You'll see some for body armor, some for handguns, some for rifles, some for vehicle equipment. Again, it's just the standard replacement cycle as it's coming through. So it's nothing different from normal. As far as the certain ARV deployments, I want to make sure the board's aware of one that I don't know that they covered last month because it was right on the cusp of when we had the meeting for a barricaded gunman. This was actually in our area, but it was a county call because they were serving a emergency detention order. So the team in the vehicle came and resolved that peaceably. And I think it's over fire at that point.
I do apologize. I forgot to include in the packet this month. I did have one letter for an officer. It was from a member of the Residence Academy that did a ride along with one of our second shift officers. They spoke very highly of him. And they said he was incredibly kind and welcoming, which immediately put me at ease. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with him, especially appreciated that I didn't have to initiate all the questions. He consistently explained what he was doing, why it was being done, and encouraged me to ask anything I was curious about. I valued hearing his personal journey becoming an officer, his heart for helping others, and his thoughtful perspective on the role of police in the community. And they just gave, it was just kind of a follow-up email that was sent into the agency, and I apologize, I forgot to attach it.
It's actually October stats, not September. So you can see what we have listed. Those are all year-to-date calls, but for the month of October, 19 fire calls, 259 rescue EMS, hazardous conditions, 28 service calls, 79 false alarms, 130, and other 78. So like I said, we're at 593 for October of this year. Last year was 620, and 5 years ago it was 394. So over the past 5 years, we've gone up about 34% for the month of October. For IU, we had 83 runs to campus, which made up 14% of our runs for October. So year to date, they're about 12% of our runs overall. And again, false alarms and rescue EMS are off the chart there, so they just don't have enough runs, enough space. Our heat response for October, so as you see the red spots, those are where we're going most often. So, and you just see a light fade of green. We've not been there very much present. For our prevention division, for the inspections are at 40% of their goal. The inspectors are also, we started this year doing their monthly outreach numbers, and October by far was the biggest month so far for them. 390 public engagements for them out of the 890 for the year. So, and this is a lot of education when they go on an inspection on why you can't have space heaters under your desk or plug into a surge protector, fire safety type things that they're educating multiple people on. Battery, is there something for the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wondered if it was cut and paste.
It was not. I make that fresh every month because it's
Well, we
not
just wanted you to double dipping on the call. I mean, we're doing education and we're inspecting.
No, the number of sites that they're going to
Okay.
is on the left.
Okay.
We've got 40% of our goal. But
Helping the board understand.
all right, it's all right. Thank you. Happy to clarify. Oh. Anyway, moving on. Adults education this year is really skyrocketed since we divided up between IU, considering them adults and doing their own category for that. Engagement has also, he's been going to the Novo, the previous Catalent, and he's doing fire extinguisher training for all of their employees. So yeah, and they would like to do that annually. We're not sure how logistically that's going to work, because that takes a lot to get 2,000 people to do a live fire extinguishers. So, and then we've had 72 of our 100 smoke installs. We like to install 100 every year, and we're at 72 as of the end of October. Our training notes by month. So our year to date we're at 85% of our goal, and our goal is 42,000 hours for training. So we can see we're kind of leveling out right around 3,000. So firefighters Moreland and Stravachi, they went to Durham, North Carolina for interior fire operations suppressions. They have been going around to the other stations on their shifts and sharing what the techniques and the knowledge that they learned there. Captain Hinkle, the first due, that is our record management system. So he is our in-house tech person for that, and so he was getting the latest, greatest from them. We've done some shift training for the technical rescue, and then so they've been doing group exercises with that. And then Sergeant Hudson went to a heavy rescue class, so that'd be like semis, tractors, industrial type
I was wondering
machines.
what that meant.
Yeah.
I didn't know that meant
Buses.
very large person.
No, not a large person, not that kind of heavy, but heavy, heavy vehicles,
Got
something.
it.
And then swift water, surface water tech training, so we have that. And then we had several people who attended the risk management class that they were doing reasonable suspicion for supervisors. So when do we need to call somebody because they seem impaired or altered, and when do we need to make official reports? And so risk was leading that training for MIH. We have gave out 3 car seats and 5 installs. And then they went to the career fair out at Ivy Tech, and they engaged with 85 specific conversations but it was well attended. They got a frequent 911 caller into assisted living, so that will take those calls off the table, hopefully. They did their second training, community training, so they've gone up to Kinzer Flats to get the staff up there trained in AED use, CPR, and stop the bleed. So, and then they were doing some unhoused outreach, and then they found somebody who they needed immediate attention, so they got them to the hospital with that. General business, none per Chief Litwin. For our personnel issues, we currently have 2 out on FMLA, 2 on light duty, and 2 on parental family leave, with a few more intermittent leave pending. So within the 6-month period, we're going to have like 9 different firefighters making use of the parental leave benefit. So as far as expenditures, the bay floor at Station 2 is completed and it looks fantastic. He said that he'd already declared this, but the job's been completed. The new ladder 4 has arrived and the last items are getting installed. This is the radio chargers, tools, and whatnot. Probably early December, we'll be doing a push-in ceremony for this new ladder truck. It's aluminum 75-foot stick. But as soon as the date is confirmed, we'll invite everyone to that push-in ceremony. And I think that, do we have a new, okay. old business, new business.
Are you all done with your stuff then?
It is, I'll have a new business
Okay.
thing to add.
Any old business? New business?
I understand that the fire department has some new business.
Do you have new business?
Yeah, well, it's basically, we'll be requesting an agenda item, for contracts, for you to supervise contracts and claims, especially the contracts is new, for items not involving city property. Right now, a lot of Board of Public Works is trying to lighten their load, so if it's like our bond projects, that's involves public works, but for smaller, non-city property related
So
contracts.
just service agreements?
Yes,
Yeah.
they
You'll
will be
bring those
coming
here?
here.
Nice.
They will be coming here, so, we didn't have any prepared yet for this month, but we would look at other ones. So this would be, fire service vendors coming to, service the ground ladders or do their testing, do the aerial testing, items along those lines, if that makes sense, so.
That does make sense.
And that's all I have.
And
Yeah, just, well, I was a little worried we weren't gonna have any car seat installs, but you got to it, so.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Well, we had that event in September, and then that was a push, but,
So, in September, I wrote the mayor and told her I would be stepping down at the end of this year. And a couple of reasons for that. The main one is I'll be 80 on January 1st. So I need to make room for some younger people. And I'm going to spend more time, maybe not in California. But I just want to say my deep appreciation for each one of you. I already came to this with a high estimation of public safety folks, and you all have exceeded my perceptions far beyond what I came with. And I just want to thank each one of you. Terrific, you're good, great people. We are so lucky in Bloomington. So thank you. And thanks to the other board members and Tim for your chair work. It's great.
you bet, Vice.
Second reason is we all come to crossroads in our lives. And we don't know how to respond sometimes. And I've come to some. There have been times when I felt like I've been silenced, not out of meanness, but out of trying to protect, and I understand that sometimes legal situations are complicated. But my role as a person who is a clergy person gets tricky because there may be times when civil disobedience is called for. And I want to be, I hope it doesn't come to Bloomington. I've recently spent quite a bit of time in Chicago. And what's happening there is awful. I never thought I would have clergy friends who wouldn't be permitted to share communion and would have the elements thrown on the ground and trampled and the communion table broken and thrown on the other side of ICE officers. My daughter said she didn't think she would ever get used to the smell of tear gas in Lakeview neighborhood. How does one respond to this kind of meanness, this kind of racism? In a state where we have not passed one but two anti-sanctuary laws, and I don't know the distinction between sanctuary and harboring. Because I've got some friends that are not documented. Am I harboring them? So I'm gonna be on your side. Don't worry. I'll try to keep keep, I'm not as good as deconfliction as you folks are. But I think we could be headed for some rough waters. And I choose to be where I can have more of a voice in public. A friend of mine who is over 90, so he's wiser, is Wendell Berry. And many years ago he wrote, "Only love can bring intelligence out of the institutions and organizations where it aggrandizes itself into the presence of the work that must be done by us all. Love is never abstract. It does not adhere to the universe or the planet or to any nation or any institution or any profession, but to the single sparrow on the street, the lilies of the field, and especially to the least of these, my brethren. Love is not by its own desire heroic. It is heroic only when compelled to be. It exists by its willingness to be anonymous, humble, and unrewarded." Again and again and again, the question is asked in the Hebrew scriptures, and why do we do what we do? And the answer comes over and over and over. I counted about 24 times last night. Because you were once strangers in the land. So thank you for the honor. I'll be here in December, so if you want to rebut, you can.
I for one appreciate the opportunity to rebut your statement. Not that I need to.
Well,
I appreciate your offer.
I dropped a line, do we work for the attorneys or do the attorneys work for us? But that's a whole other.
Chicken and the egg kind of thing.
No, it's been a real honor, and you have no idea how I've appreciated this.
Absolutely.
I think the feeling's mutual.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will certainly miss your presence on this board. It's been very much appreciated on this end.
I was going to sit here so I could run out before this happens. So.
You can't say nice things to us. You expect us to stay silent. All right.
All right. Petitions and communications, anybody? No? Nobody. All right, then I officially adjourn this Board of Public Safety meeting. Oh, adjourned, done.